This is a review of quadratic formula. So we're going to use the quadratic formula to solve this equation, 4x squared minus x minus 3 equals 0. So the first thing we want to do is to find a, b, and c. So our a value is what's in front of the x squared, which is 4. The b value is the next coefficient, which is in front of this x. And since we don't see a number, we know there's a 1 there. So b is equal to -1. And then c is the constant at the end, which is -3. So now that we have a, b, and c, we're going to plug into our quadratic formula, which you can find in our notes. So this quadratic formula, we're using x equals -b, but I'm going to take out the b, plus or minus the square root of b, which I'm taking out, squared minus 4, and then a times c, so we'll take those out so we can replace them, all over 2a. So as a reminder, our actual equation is this. So I just took out the a, b, and c in the original equation so that we can plug in what we found a, b, and c are. So when we plug in, we have x equals -b. So since our b value is -1, I put in a -1. Plus or minus the square root of b squared, so -1 squared, minus 4 times a, which is 4, times c, which is -3, all over 2a, which is 4. So now we can simplify this. X is equal to -1, which means we're multiplying two negatives together, which is the same thing as positive. So we have a +1 plus or minus the square root. And now what we're going to do is take everything underneath the square root and put that in Desmos. And if you were to put this in Desmos, Desmos would simplify that for you and give you 49. So we have the square root of 49. And then all of that is over 2 times 4. We simplify that, and that is 8. So now what we want to do is simplify the square root of 49. So we have x equals 1 plus or minus, and I replace the square root of 49 with 7, and we divide all that by 8. Now at this point, you have your two different tracks we take. The first one is where we use the plus sign. We have 1 plus 7 divided by 8. And the second one is where we use the minus sign. 1 minus 7 divided by 8. So if we simplify this red one first, 1 plus 7 is 8. And then we divide that by 8 and we get 1. And then this blue one, we have 1 minus 7, which is -6 divided by 8. And this fraction here simplifies to -3 over 4, or -0.75. So our solutions to this quadratic equation using the quadratic formula are 1 and -3/4, or -0.75.